Hear me out. What if Gen Xers are actually the cool ones? Are they just now figuring this out? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Akorn, and today is Friday, which means it's time for Gen X and Millennial Memes, where we remember all the things we didn't even know we forgot about. If you like this series and want to see more, please enjoy this video to the end. Hit that like and subscribe, and share the laughs and memories with your family, friends, and social media. We have some good memes and memories today. But first, here is today's pop quiz. What was the name of the dance craze that Los Del Rio made famous in 1989? If you think you know, drop it down in the comments. Then stay tuned as we'll give the answer later on in the show. Remember playing outside and not in the house? Not only did we play outside a lot because we wanted to, but also we played outside even when we didn't want to, because the adults would kick all the kids out of the house. Domino's Pizza once paid to pave over potholes with their logo on it, as an alternative to billboards and physical ads. Hey, that's one of the best advertising campaigns I've seen. They were able to help the community and advertise their brand at the same time. Child Launcher 4000, asking $60. That seems like a good buy. It's weird being the same age as old people. Yeah, unfortunately. Went to the Ford dealership and bought the best truck on the lot. Yeah, it's the best truck because regardless of brand, all of the old trucks were far better than the trucks they have these days, especially when it comes to working on them. Full-service gas stations. They pumped the gas, checked the oil, checked tire pressure, and washed windows. When these disappeared, lots of cars were ruined because people didn't know how or were too lazy to do it themselves. Yeah, my dad ran a gas station back in the 60s, and like all the others back then, it was a full-service station. He would also change out headlights, taillights, and other bulbs, as well as batteries and a lot of other odds and ends, which he also done a lot of other mechanic work as well. Gen X is trending? It's the perfect time for me to post my favorite generational meme. I'm old enough to remember the very first TED Talk. It was most excellent. 1960s ladies. No tattoos, nose rings, or green hair. Or, that's very true. That's at least one thing you didn't really have to worry about back then. The page I found this photo on had it titled as, "This looks dangerous." Really? Putting two kids in a tiny cage with a full-grown tiger? Yeah, that might be a little dangerous. But that's just how things were back then. Never forget the dangers of quicksand. In a past week's show, there was a meme from the Berenstain Bears, and I used that for the thumbnail. But there was some comments that pointed out, on the thumbnail, it said Berenstain, which is what most of us know and remember. In the video, it shows Berenstain, which deep down, we all know is not correct. I don't care how many times they claim it is. And that's just one of many discrepancies, which most people today know as the Mandela effect.
Hey, how you doing? Is this special parking? I'm Chris with No Tech. I'm here to check the flux capacitor. Are you Marty?
No.
Dr. Brown tell you I was coming? Okay. Just pick a spot out?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Me every time 16-year-olds make a new word like yeet, and I have to look it up on Urban Dictionary. That is very true. I've used Urban Dictionary a lot of times. I'm this old. Thinking about putting wallpaper up in my new house and ruining someone's week in 30 years like the boomers did. I don't like paintwork, but I like wallpaper even less. How come you can sing all the words to 60s to 80s songs, but you can't remember why you just went into the kitchen? Unfortunately, this is too true far too often. Looks like somebody finally found Doc's warehouse. Snoopy's real. If he'd just had black instead of brown on his head, he'd have been pretty darn close. People really used to walk into a dealership and go, "Yep, this is what I want to finance for the next 5 years." Yeah, the old Geo Tracker that became so popular for some reason, and I think Chevy bought them out later on toward the end of their popularity. I think most of my problems can be traced back to all the Aquanet I inhaled in the 80s. That actually has the potential to be true for some people. Maybe a lot of people, actually.
Wonderful day to make cookies. Cookies with the finest ingredients, the smoothest chocolate. Oh, that I live to see this day. Are you sure, Ernest? Yes. Listen to the voice upon the wind. You will know it to be true. Overtime. But you owe me overtime, which is no big deal.
I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted to make cookies.
I'm making cookies in my pants right now. They're shaped like poo.
Good comment on modern culture.
Brave Little Toaster is one of the best kids' movies ever, and most people seem unaware it exists. For some reason, this is true. It's basically the same thing that happened with another great kids' movie, Batteries Not Included. While the 80s kids were playing, the 60s kids weren't. Yeah, this is pretty true for every generation. Just like when the 60s kids were playing, the 40s kids weren't. My dad was born in 41. He went in the military when he was 17 and got paid a grand total of $50 a month, $40 of which he had sent back home to his dad and mom to try to help with the rest of the kids as well as the family farm. How old were you when you found out Katie Segal and the Doublemint twins were sisters? That is true. I saw a photo back some time ago of all three of them standing together, and you could definitely tell that they were sisters. If you know what they're supposed to be doing, drop it down in the comments. Going to bed in the 80s. No internet, no mobile phone. Yeah, just set the alarm on your boombox or your wood grain alarm clock and make sure the switch is over on radio, because it's always better to be woken up by music instead of a loud buzzer screaming at you. I always hated it when somebody switched the alarm clock over to buzzer instead of radio. Our dads ruled the road. Their muscle cars still leave ours in the dust. Today's pop quiz question was, what was the name of the dance craze that Los Del Rio made famous in 1989? If you said the Macarena, you get a big fat 0. You have failed, because that song wasn't released until the 90s. But if you said the La Bamba, you get 100 points. A+. If you failed today's pop quiz, then your punishment is to watch the entire Generation X and Millennial Memes series playlist, the link to which will be shown at the end of today's show. Or you can share this video with everyone in your contact list, and then sit back and watch to see how many of them gets it wrong too. This photo was submitted by Mark, and this is his GE food processor that not only does he still have, but he still uses it to this day. And he also has a set of the famous casserole dishes. My Pet Monster, the single greatest stuffed animal of the 80s. My daughter was doing her history homework and asked me what I knew about Galileo. I said he was a poor boy from a poor family. Fun fact, J-Lo is the same age as Blanche in season 1 of The Golden Girls. Who had a pair of these? No, I never owned a pair of Reeboks when I was a kid, as far as I can remember at least. Still a better astronaut than Katy Perry, and that's to say the very least. For when you just don't have time to go. Volkswagen should bring back the Beetle as an electric car and call it the Lightning Bug. That would actually be pretty funny, but only if they brought back the old body style. Seemed like most houses had this, and if I remember correctly, it weighed about 100 pounds. That's usually because of all the books and magazines that have piled up inside. It's finally stopped raining. I think I'll go mow. Yeah, this literally has been the past several weeks. If only we could have saved up all the rain and the storms that we've had in the past few weeks and distribute them out evenly during the summer, we'd probably have enough water to last all summer. Yeah, after all the wars are over, AI will return to its roots of making art. When you hit a pothole and the check engine light goes away and the radio starts working again. If it's in a car these days, the radio and the check engine light are probably related problems. How many of you ever noticed that the newspaper is advertising the car of the future, the Advanced 55 Studebaker? Phrases that younger generations won't understand. I'll go first. Be kind. Rewind. Here's another related one. Tell them to tape something on TV. Just make sure that you record it and submit it to the show for all of us to enjoy. Be honest. How many of you knew that Smurfette was not actually a real Smurf? She was created by Gargamel in an attempt to find the Smurfs' village. It was Papa Smurf who performed a spell on her, thus making her a real Smurf. She also originally had black hair. You can now get a junk drawer starter kit for people who just bought a new home. Don't worry, you don't need to buy one. It just kind of happens all on its own. There are levels to this. Well, I guess that's one way. Actually, a lot of people that are told that they have heartburn actually just don't have enough stomach acid. And if you don't have enough stomach acid and you take an antacid, then it basically will neutralize all the acid in the stomach, after which the stomach will make an oversupply of acid. The way to find out if you have heartburn or if you don't have enough stomach acid is to mix a small amount of apple cider vinegar with a small glass of water and drink it down. If the heartburn goes away, then it shows you didn't have enough stomach acid. The Pirate's Creed of Ethics. Found this legendary piece on the beach today during a first date. She didn't understand why I was so excited. Needless to say, I took my own Uber home. The driver thought it was awesome. You have to admit, that is a pretty unique DeLorean. For the first time, he's the smartest guy in the room. Ernest goes to the Capitol. Well, he was definitely smarter than all these politicians. I don't think that this Captain Crunch would go over quite as well with kids. It might just be me, but I'm pretty sure that they're both cheating. When you get angry, take a breath and count to 10. Throw a punch at 8. Nobody expects that. Hey, it's me, the ghost of your old hermit friend. You should unalive your dad. There is some good plot holes in the old Star Wars movies, as well as just some really good screw-ups too. My 10-year-old kid today. Dad, why is the lightsaber projecting a shadow if it's a lightsaber? My 39-year-old who never noticed. When 3PO's been running his mouth too much, so you gotta give him some beep boop bops. Yeah, most people didn't know about R2-D2's full armor. Back to the Future screenwriter Bob Gale says there will never be another sequel, prequel, or spin-off. It's just fine the way it is. A lot of Back to the Future memes in today's show, but yes, I have to fully agree with this one. What about you guys? What do you think? Would you like to see a Back to the Future 4? We had a similar image of one of these chalk holders in a past episode, except it didn't have any chalk in it. I asked on that show how many people knew what it was. There was a good number of you that replied with the correct answer, that this was used to make equally spaced lines on a chalkboard. I never remember seeing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Nintendo Entertainment System. Did this actually exist? Or is this just something that somebody made? It's a pretty good quality modification if so. I'm so glad I grew up when I did. Today's cartoons are terrible. That is very true. And I'll end today's show with this. Life is too short to be serious all the time. So if you can't laugh at yourself, call me. I'll do it for you. I want to thank all of you who watched this video to the end, as it really helps to support the channel. If you want this series to continue, then please share these videos with your family and friends. Also consider hitting that like button, and if you haven't already, smash subscribe and click that bell so you'll never forget another show. Also remember to check out the all-new Akornz Stash merch store. If you're looking for t-shirts, hats, mugs, and more, you can click on one of the merch previews shown directly below the video, or the direct link can be found down below in the video description. I also want to thank all of my subscribers and viewers for all of your support here on the channel. If you're already subscribed to the channel, you might check down below and make sure that you are still subscribed. Because once again, I'm beginning to receive some reports from viewers that they had been unsubscribed from the channel. So just take a moment and check down below to make sure you're still subscribed. And with that, we end today's show. I'll see you guys back here on Sunday's show. Until then, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe this weekend. This is Akorn, over and out.